The heck, I'm just staring up at the sky. Okay, well, hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Whispers in the Woods. Pacific Drive, Whispers in the Woods. I am out of it right now. Anyways, last time we put on these wheels that run on, what was that fuel called? Rippling quartz. And basically generate harmonic energy and therefore health as we go. Now that's a good thing because we're running purely on harmonic energy now, and we're running kinda low. So that gives us more reason to scavenge for that stuff while we're out and about. And scavenging is something that I've sorta neglected since we don't build as much. This DLC is really fascinating in that it kind of changes the way you play, but it doesn't have to. It's just because I've chosen to lean into these new items and the way they work. It's kind of like a parallel tree. We've still got these artifacts, but they're not going to serve us right now. Right now, we need to be putting our focus into these artifacts of currents rather than shadows, because we've essentially moved into this DLC's second tier of the zone. We do have one artifact of currents. When your health is hurt, harmonic energy increases. That sounds very useful. And shaded speed. When headlights are off, engine power gets stronger. Now I wonder, when we use these, that probably translates to harmonic energy in the engine, right? Not anywhere else? But if it could heal as we drive, that would be very good. When the radio is silent, a car part may fall off. And when quirks are on the car, lightning strikes nearby. Those are both absolutely deadly. Yeah, so you're starting already, regardless of whether I'm in the car. Alright, radio on. The rite of action. Wait, Moths will always find you unless you scrap objects. What do you mean by that? Okay. Well, let's continue our parallel journey to this Jack of the Past. I'm guessing he either knows or becomes Stuart. Oh wait, no, I forgot. You literally won't open unless I have another artifact of currents. Which means, oh no. We're gonna be doing some rough riding with lightning all around. That's awful. Red lightning. Well, let's ride into the apocalypse with our radio on. Let's go. Storm begins immediately. That's great and all. It's kind of hard to listen to you when the gates of hell are opening up all around me. So, there's a maw ahead of us, in the road. This map does not favor us whatsoever, so we're gonna have to go through the woods. It might be easier to stop this storm from happening because I also can't really scavenge like this. but I really hope that these wheels are doing what they're supposed to. Right, let's get out, get rid of this artifact. Where is the top part? Why did you... Okay, the radio turned off for some reason. Wait, no, it was on? I'm not hearing anything. Maybe it stopped for you. Everything's charged, because, you know, we're getting zapped left and right. Okay, I don't think I can get rid of this storm then. Did it come off in the garage because of that other quirk, and then it just, like, slid off when we drove away? Like, it didn't look like it was off? We can try putting that in, but I don't think that's going to do anything to the rear. I think if it's considered in the car, then it's going to stay. So we can't scavenge now. Alright, we need to go through here before those moths catch up to us. And they actually kind of came instantly. So, I don't know what's going on there. That's probably, like... That's probably what it meant by they will find you unless you scavenge. But I can't scavenge. I can't do anything. We come down here. We should hit the road, yes. And then we can make a left. And that'll put us in a place where we can get more things and be ahead of the moths. I wanted to do some scavenging, but that's just not going to be possible if I can't get rid of this. And we've got to grind our way through this. Oh, this is a really tedious combination of problems to have. And our engine is starting to smoke. Wait, did that... Is this not working? I want to get out and look, but we can't do anything while all this is happening. Yeah, no, it's down. I thought the whole point of these is that they generate while we're going. While car is submerged, fuel leaks. When you jump, the trunk closes. Well, that's an easy choice. Harvest Man. You're draining my gas? That's okay. It doesn't run on gas. Alright, let's put all these in there. We just need to get out of here. We just need to leave. If we can move fast enough, we can maybe start to repair that. Come on, let's go. Let's get as much charge as possible. We can also... We could use the harmonizer to go here. It's just barely keeping pace, if anything. Come on, in you go. Just to keep you around, but you know, that's not gonna matter if we keep getting hit by all this. Okay, there's some rippling quartz up ahead, but I'm not actually convinced that it's doing anything. Definitely not enough. Called burned. Wait, we went through all of that already? Birds?
Tomorrow you will hold the nail, and I will take
Yeah, I do stuff concretely in the present for you. You promise things in the future, unspecifically. To be honest, I don't know what the idea is in game design for you to deliver these speeches while I'm trying to do stuff. But yeah, I'm not finding this engine all that useful. Meanwhile, what we need is to get to one of these altars as quickly as possible. We need to get rid of this lightning. We can do that in the moment. And just hope we don't lose too many parts on the way out of here, because everything is wrecked. You stop for half a second, or even if you don't, and everything gets zapped. There's going to be so many statuses. There's going to be so much to repair. We're going to have to use a lot of our resources on... just building souvenirs. Okay. Lightning, you need to come with us. Car parts falling off, you need to come with us. Away you go. Certainly has been a rite of action. Coming with us. Great. You know, awesome. Okay, we need to repair these things, if it'll even matter. Because the electric storm probably got turned off the radio. No, the radio's on, so I don't know. We're gonna have to drive by the Maws. That's a long way off. That's a really long way off. Okay, well, hopefully the engine doesn't destroy itself by then. We might actually be better off running on gas. Well, were it not for the fact that the engine is an attuned part. Let's leverage what we have into what we don't have. We do still have energy, so we'll probably want to go limb shield all the way. Regular damage does damage us. We got rid of the lightning storms, so there's that. We're gonna have to attempt a river crossing further up ahead. Where's that maw? It's behind that. No, we're not going to be able to beat it. We're not going to be able to beat it there. It's too close. So we need to lure it off. Oh, hey, you guys. More zaps. Yeah, one of our panels is destroyed. The back door is destroyed. Actually, the maw that's by the edge, it's leaving. So if we go through the water like this, I don't know if Limb Shield actually protects us from that, but we gotta try it. If it's moving away and it stays moved away, we can just cross right here. Get onto land as soon as possible. And in we go. Yeah, that was awful. That truly sucked to play. The point here is to go try and find it. There it is. Wait, why did it fall off here? Unless it's from a quirk, because we left with the radio on. We're going over there. And from there we can find audio tape 5, but that's not my concern right now. My concern is repairing our horribly damaged vehicle. So, you're waterlogged. You're mangled, actually. We're gonna go out on an easy run solely to search for energy we can scavenge. Because there's nothing else we can do at this point. We have no resources. We've got nothing. We've got a harmonic headlight. The intimidating appearance of this somewhat makeshift headlight contradicts the cozy and even welcoming yellow glow that it offers. The light won't be coming from your battery, but is instead drawn from harmonic energy. Doesn't that make you feel warm and fuzzy inside? Well, we don't need it for that right now. What we need it for is to power our engine. That is all I care about. We found a couple of souvenirs. Whether it'll be enough, who knows, but this is always what I can't stand, and part of our debt is because of this, but I hate having to scavenge instead of progressing in the story. There's actually a lot of parts here. It may be more expedient to replace some of our crude stuff with steel or better, and then see how that does us. If I get in, will you stop?
Messages from the other survivors out here in the town. Do you remember the days when we would all curl up on the couches and play video games together? I don't know, but I just got watching this Facebook daily, but
We lost it. Talking about video games, he must be fairly new. If I remember rightly, this game takes place in '98. Hey. I'm not in a car this time. You don't care about that, do you? More appearing. They warned us we'd see them. Where's that car? Oh my god. You guys are so creepy. You're probably the creepiest new addition to this game. I get the feeling I shouldn't be turning my back on you for too long. But I also don't want to get too close to these tourists. These lights keep turning on. Or one of them anyway. Somehow. Oh, hey, we can get tree facts. That's cool. Dale Cooper's favorite as well. So I've come to a new conclusion with regards to the attuned parts. They're actually just kind of objectively worse. At first I considered it an advantage because there's abundant energy all over the place, and you can just kind of instantly heal from whatever. And that's good at first, but after a while, it's just constantly one step forward, two steps back, where it's always being drained, and there's not enough, and even when you do find enough, it takes forever to do it. And it forces you to engage too much with the weakest part of the game, which is the scavenging. It just gets so tedious and repetitive at this point. Loyalty to the Fellowship comes above all else. This trophy is one part of a reward, and one part a reminder of the value of that loyalty. It might also be considered as something a subtle warning to anyone reconsidering those loyalties. This was likely presented to a Fellowship member who performed some singular task, probably in an elaborate ceremony that was both affirming and intimidating. Well, if we're going for intimidation, near the front door is probably a good place to put it. Look at that, it's made out of a Taurus! Look at your antlers! That is really cool. You're holding thermosap. Made out of things from the zone. So here's my new strategy. Coming up to these altars of bounty, and just getting both benefits by just draining these things dry. Keep going like that. You go like that. The only thing these wheels have done for me is drain all of my supply of rippling quartz. Will it actually let me go all the way with this? And it will. You can absolutely totally just cheese this. Oh, well, breaking one. Okay. So you can't cheese it entirely. Those lights in the fog are always at least somewhat reassuring coming from the gas station. But it's going to be all about that harmonic energy. Hopefully we can look around and find some souvenirs. I mean, that's what these gas stations are for, right? It just becomes an issue of what do I show, because the problem with this game is that you're always trying to progress, and for the most part, you can be learning, but when you hit a situation like this, it just stops the game dead, and you just spend hours not learning anything, not doing anything new. And the actual act of, like, scavenging and looking for stuff, like, there's not a whole lot to care about in the moment to moment. SRR meeting, minutes 5, December 15th, 1950. Agenda, presenting pitches and securing funding, increasing interference in our modern world summary by John Liu. Arising concerns. Snacks have been going missing before meetings. Action items, members to present practice pitches at next meeting, members to research local causes of interference. AOB, snack tasting canceled due to absence of snacks. This place was run by Kerbals. You have no idea how much it startled me to see something moving so smoothly through the woods like that, and of course it's gone now. Oh hey, it's you guys again. Why don't you leave me alone? Without the car around, it shouldn't really matter all too much, but yeah. I'm not finding a whole lot in the way of energy. Altar of Potency. First time I'm actually using one, I think. But it doesn't hurt to top off whenever you can. Oh, are we just unlocking this? Trust and patience are important in any cooperative relationship, and the Fellowship is no different. Briefly entrust the resonator to this altar, which can and will gradually recharge it, but only once. Okay, what's that? Looks dangerous. It's even got its own warning sign, although... Oh, look at that. The warning sign doesn't tell us very much. That is so weird. Is that a sign that the zone produced? We're almost getting into, like, backroom stuff now. Spike log. Teletype autoscript, Arda reference Carol. Sir, staff car's stuck on a bush, sir. No, sir. This is a different bush. Yes, it's another bush again, but this one is a razor-sharp bush. The car is maybe a little cut up, and we can't move it or we risk making it worse, sir. Where? Grid reference is 10 TDT 420525. Oh, where on the car? Everywhere, sir. All the underside, the wheels, the axle. Actually, no, sir. It hasn't got to your fine leather upholstery, now that you ask. A whole story with no surrounding context. And yet we fully understand the context. Brilliant. Anyways, hopefully you've got some stuff for me. Chemicals, yes. Attuned chemicals are something we were in desperate need of. And you had a lot of them for us. Uh-oh, the gamers are rising up. Let's see. When you're on foot, headlights get dimmer. Fine by me. When limb energy increases, handling on roads improves. Those are both pretty good, but it doesn't matter because I'm sacrificing you anyway. God, I am so sick of listening to this. We were a lot more successful in terms of repairs this time around. I'm hoping filling this up... I'm hoping that noise is the no gas indicator. I've actually read that this pump can run out, it's just unlikely. Yeah, that was warning us about no gas, which isn't super useful in a car that doesn't run on gas, but somehow still does? I'm not really sure where it's going if we don't need it. Any Fellowship member who donates either a substantial sum or significant personal possessions is likely to be recognized by an individual custom-made trophy of fortune like this one. Exactly what each person offers, as well as how much this may have been of their own free will or perhaps under some amount of duress, is rarely clear during the presentation ceremony. Nor is it apparent who this strange and very particular trophy once belonged to, or what they themselves may have given away. Let's hope it was worth it. Okay. Let's find a place for it then. Right beside the locker is probably a good thing. Of course, this is a trophy with excess. We have so many artifacts here. But the souvenirs are far more valuable for their healing now than they are for anything else. Trophy of the Speaker. You're new. It is particularly important to the Fellowship to recognize and celebrate those who spread its tenets and recruit new members. A Trophy of the Speaker is typically presented to those who have liberally disseminated the Fellowship's message. Whoever this once belonged to must have been tireless in their proselytizing. Well, that ain't me, but I'll help myself anyway. Look at that, there's a little tape player as part of it beneath the candles. That is so cool seeing technology appear in like a bundle of sticks effigy. We have come a long way in getting this thing repaired. And I think we're ready to go out again. Those effects will just also always show on the wheels because they're not full of things. They're decent enough that we can keep them, but I don't think it's really worth doing I don't think it's worth constantly keeping rippling quartz in them. I'm better off using that for other projects. Alright, at 2.5 hours recording just for this. I'm cutting this down so much. Let's go on our pilgrimage. We're going to have to hit a lot of places, and if there is one big difference in the travel between the DLC and the base game, it's that there is a lot more travel, often a lot more points in between you and your objective, and that's increasing every time. So let's do it. We're going to have to hit 4 places, and I think we're going to go the way of most blueprints. Wait, Altar of Industry... Obtain a refinery core. Hang on, that's really interesting, though. The lesson of this part is always take what you can get when you can get it. I'm kind of willing to give these wheels another chance because, you know, maybe the performance was skewed by the fact that we were taking huge damage from that lightning storm. Here's what I think we're gonna do. I think we're gonna grab this because we could actually, even still, we can use limb energy for guesses on the quirks, which are so hard to pin down. All the ones we have right now are impossible. We're just like every once in a while. Come on. Every once in a while something weird will happen, but not consistently and not in a way that I can pin down. Let's go. Still, things are behaving in a relatively chill fashion at the moment. Look at this fog. Not so often we have it in the daylight like this. We are going full Silent Hill right now. We did lose some parts over the course of this episode, so hopefully we can recover more steel. However, the quality of scavenged parts is steadily improving as we go. I spoke too soon about broad daylight. Ooh, what have we got here? Armored bumper! Probably better than steel. And anti-corrosive door. That's not bad whatsoever. Probably better than crude. But the armored bumper, though, +3 synergy for both. You know what? Wait, can I do this? I can use one to heal the other. You can really do some creative stuff with these altars. But yeah, I'm just gonna assume that you're better than steel. And steel is heavier than feathers. You're coming with me. Alright, steel bumper, you're off. You are now on. And then we can just use steel bumper to add to everything else. No use letting it go to waste. One thing I really like about the design of the altars and all these fellowship things in the woods is how the lighting interacts with the atmospherics. Integrates very, very well with what was already established. And let's grab these marsh eggs. Some more, take what we can when we can get it. But I'm hoping that pretty soon, like maybe after this tape, we'll start finding Olympium fragments again. Let's absolutely not ignore souvenirs, because that allows us to save rare collectibles. Paddle tire. Praise the Wave sticker. Hang on, I'm kind of interested in what this will look like. Alright, what artifacts do we have here? When your health is hurt, harmonic energy increases. And when car crashes, the hood opens. Wow, that could actually... It seems like nothing, but depending on what it counts as a crash, that could be deadly when trying to escape. I'll go for you. Oh wait, no, but not before we give the wheels another chance. So what did I do with that quartz? 14, okay. We'll use this and only this for this purpose. I could split it into two, but no, I can't. This is actually great because on the way out, we'll be able to build up some speed. The faster we go, the more it generates for us. It's just very difficult for me to know when it's working. No saw blade! Whoa. Oh, right, these! I had forgotten all about these anomalies. If I remember, they're annoying, but actually saved my bacon a couple times. Anyways. Burning that quartz. Headlights are still behaving a bit weirdly, even though I fixed the problems with them. Maybe a quirk, actually. Alright, how are you progressing? You burned 2. You are way down. You know what? You're full. Yeah, I'm really starting to think that you only heal yourselves. Which actually does, like, don't get me wrong, that has value on its own. It really does. I'm just not sure it's worth the use of materials. Let's try it. You're full. If we move you to a less full wheel, such as yourself or yourself, let's see how that goes. Just putting a couple in now and again may be worthwhile. In the meantime, oh, that's coming over the radio. You know, with the whispers in the woods, I've been neglecting the whispers on the radio. Sure, sometimes it seems like it's just having an effect where it garbles the regular broadcasts, but sometimes I think it's trying to speak to me, even when it thinks I can't hear it. Wait, look down there. Yep, that is precisely what it's doing. Oh, hello, Harvest Man. You're real annoying. Go away, please. Nope, come on. We have to pull you away. Look at you with your lamprey mouth. Wait, can I use you to put that back in? I'm not sure what you're doing. You don't seem to be taking or putting in. Alright, well, off with you. You've got an animation for it and everything. I love you guys. Okay, we'll try and make this quick then. Artifact Nullifier. Consumes battery to nullify stored artifacts' effects. That's actually really interesting. Oh, I see. You're a chest. Hands only. Okay, that's not very worth it at all then. I don't get the point of you. Pulling out of the water and into this with that song playing. Feels like the cold open to an episode of a post-apocalyptic TV show, doesn't it? We've been taking our time up until this point, but we do have to get a move on. Look at that negative synergy. Anti-corrosive panel, insulated panel. I'll take it since electrical problems give us far more trouble than corrosive. Meanwhile, I've got that souvenir charging up the engine. And which of your panels is crude? Let's do it up here. Off you go. And on you go. Seems like we've got a relatively easy place here. Look, it's like a swamp. And I really... those branches up ahead I mistook for a hanging corpse. Don't you see it? But anyway, we don't want to stay on the road here because they're just going to lead us down into the water. There is something sort of satisfying about the amphibious creeping around. But it's not something we want to make into a habit. Especially when we're on a time limit. Why did we have to build roads at all the lowest lying areas? You there, always at the end. Should have protected us from the worst of the damage. But driving on hills is always bad for the vehicle. Maybe one of these can help. More than it hurts, one hopes. When they notice you, radio volume goes down. That seems pretty harmless. Much more so than harmonic energy going down while we're off-road, because that's going to be all the time here. There's something about these ferrymen that always makes me want to stop and stare. Absolute bounty of supplies here. There is a paddle tire. I think the game is trying to tell me something. We're just gonna limb shield our way up through this forest. I don't know if that actually does anything for our wheels. But we're gonna go up and over this hill, ignore the road pretty much altogether. Because we are in a pretty dire state. Slide your way down, ride the brakes. Flat ground is actually better than high ground here, because it'll save us energy. There we go. flat beside the water. That's perfect. Navigation is much more of a challenge in these parts. It essentially forces you off-road unless you're specifically built for it. 50%. We're really running ourselves ragged here. I think we replaced our rear door with crude. We did. So, insulated, definitely the way to go. Let's take what we can get. But we're taking too long, and we still don't know what these refineries are, and we have to backtrack after we get it in the slowest going possible. Okay, drop you. Grab you. Well, we're in a much better state than we started this video in, that's for sure. That resonator's starting to run out, too. So we can only heal for so long. Nasty hairs. Honestly, don't even know what they're called, but we are draining our power trying to get through all this unscathed. There's one of those over there, and here there's potentially something interesting. What are you? Refinery core. Improved insulation, upgraded heat exchange, and an emphasis on more focused energy direction should all make for a better and faster refining experience. Worth it in this particular moment? Maybe not. But probably good to have now that we're here. Let's take it. Not too big either, which is nice. So let's grab this thing and get going. Yeah, boop! Oh, there's a maw right in front of us. Thankfully, we're going the other way. These hills, man. Oh my. Oh, you're walking right towards me. And there's a few of you. There's just obstructions everywhere. Thankfully, this part of the road doesn't seem to be too bad. And we're moving away from everybody else. Spoke too soon. What the? Okay, curious. This is something I admit I've not seen before. Corrupted anchor. Oh no, we're draining so much power. We should get out of here and not use the limb shield so much, because we may need it in a bigger hurry. Pray for rain. Look at this. We've seen this floating debris before, but it is truly something else, like a biblical plague when you see it here. Why can I not move? I think I was caught up on a rock or something. Let's go. Alright, let's see if the tape is in an annoying place. It is. It really is. Because it's so far to anything else. On the bright side, there is a lot of land over there. I'm hoping that this maw will come close to me. But we're very low on energy. We're very high on this thing in the top left, whatever it's called. All the names in this blend together. Even with, like, really keeping up on the scavenging and no significant source of damage, this engine is just a constant drain. It is constantly out. And the resonator means I can't even really top it off anymore. At this point, I think if we're going to be spending a lot more time in these level 2 areas, I'm going to need water wheels, because just going right through this is going to save us so much time that I'm sure it'll negate any damage that we get from not having the attuned parts. Of course, attuned paddle wheels would be even better, but that's something that we can't do. I don't care about this stuff at all. I'm so not interested in... Or actually... Lead-plated panel, lead-plated door. You know what? Let's get ourselves a nice new panel to replace the hood. That's steel. Lead-plated is probably better, right? Yeah, it's tier 2. There you go. Let's keep going. We've almost got the tape itself. Yep, there we go, waterlogging the engine, or whatever the problem is. I literally just fixed a problem with it. Okay, there's our tape. Give me. I'm really hoping that we have enough artifacts. Oh no, I'm not trusting you on the roof. Get in there. Done a lot of scavenging. Now we need to get ourselves up this hill. That could be the last big challenge, potentially. Come on. Come on, we can't make it. Hey, look at this. Can we actually drive into the pipe? I wonder how deep that goes. It comes out toward the end. You know what? And no, it's all in water. It's all in water, so forget it. I was gonna say, that could potentially be a safe passage if we could actually move at a decent speed in it. Hello, ferryman. There's a maw immediately on my right. Oh, you guys are everywhere now. We're about to reach 100%. But we've also found the road. So that's a huge deal. Alright, that's done. You know what? I'm not even gonna bother trying to bring this thing up. Give me all the remaining artifacts. I don't know how many it takes. I don't really care. I just want to leave. You want 3. So, you, and you, and come on. Why does it always not auto-queue up the last one? You. Thank you, sir. True bounty. And nope. I hear something real awful behind me. That's not my car. Nope, let me in. Oh, we've got such a long way to go. And this thing does not want to move. Come on. Come on. Driving through the woods. At some point we're going to have to cross the river. That time is not now. Okay, downhill. Downhill is good until we reach water, and then it becomes really bad. Hill driving is honestly worse than water driving. If it weren't for the effects it puts on the engine, I would probably just grind through it. Oh hey, it's new stuff. Meanwhile, because vehicle protection is compromised, we are constantly taking rad damage. And I don't think it's gonna kill us before we get there, but hey, at this point, you never know. I hate these zones so much. And I hate these marathon trips. Because the problem is, even if you're constantly topping off and scavenging, which I was doing here, you'll just reach your limit at a certain point. The resonator runs down with no real way to recharge it if you don't get lucky. And you just spend so much time doing all of that that the 100% catches up with you. And we made it, and we've got tape 5. Because I'm actually very interested in the story and discovering all the new anomalies and all the things that actually don't seem to be anomalies, but I still nevertheless can't explain. But it's just so much record time for every little nugget of new information. And it's like, if you like the scavenging, it's probably a lot more bearable, but I've already played through the entire base game, and I've put however many hours into this DLC, and it got old a long time ago. Alright, let's place tape 5 in here. It's telling me to go get it from there, but it's not in there. Tape 1 is in there. Hello? Get in there.
Yes, yes, I understand. It's recording now.
Betty! Betty, where are you?
He's here. I've got to go. In here, dear.
Come on, get your things. We have to leave now.
Why? What's wrong? Is that blood?
It's not mine. I've done something terrible. There's no time. They might be coming. Leave with me. Now, all right? We need to get away before...
What do you mean? We're getting married tomorrow. We can't leave.
It's wrong. It's all gone so wrong.
Jack, talk to me. Our wedding is tomorrow. We're not going anywhere. Tell me what happened.
I delivered the artifact like the founder asked. He invited me to use it in a ritual. A rite of evolution. We drew a circle and broke the artifact. And the ritual required a sacrifice. And I...
Keep going.
And the founder placed the knife in my hand and bid me to I had to. It's my fault. Maggie's dead. And my hand.
If that's what the ritual required, then you did what was necessary. What was asked of you?
But the ritualist who died, he was our friend. Look, May, we can't be part of this any longer. We have to leave.
You want to leave the fellowship? Because you're scared?
No, not scared. What I did back there, I killed a friend. And the founder praised me. And you know what? I felt useful.
Yes. Freedom through action. You answered the call.
Shouldn't I feel bad? Shouldn't I? Why don't I?
Because you did what needed to be done. You served the Harmonic Fellowship.
We should get out. Before it's too late. Before this happens again. Before they ask me to do another...
My love. Come here. Let's wash you off and go to bed. All will be fine tomorrow.
How can you say that?
Because tomorrow, we'll be married, my dear. And we'll be together until death do us part.
so they need you to kill for them. Moreover, some of you need to die for them, and, well, that means something different given the events of the finale of the base game. But what does it mean for the Fellowship? I mean, it seems, having played the base game, like nobody really fully dies here, and maybe that's what they're getting at, or maybe it's just a point of no return, a way to show loyalty. That's action. And if that's action, then what is service? I'll tell you what needs service is this car right now. We're definitely making the water wheels, because we're going to be going on a long marathon next time through more of these marshes. So we're doing that. The time we save is going to be well more than what we lose from not having these. And in the meantime, like, I'm trying to identify everything that went wrong, and it seems like, first of all, this harmonic engine is a huge waste of time, because you're constantly stopping to scavenge for it, constantly waiting for this thing to fill up, and it just guzzles it all right away. Fine for shorter trips, horrible for longer trips. So I might just make another engine and get rid of it. Because if I were to identify an issue, the main problem with these harmonic parts is that they emphasize the worst parts of the game. Because I've always thought that it was too much stopping and scavenging, not enough driving. And between all of that and the fact that we're going through areas that force you to just slog through, no matter what, because even if you're avoiding the water, you're still on hills and in woods. It's just awful. So what we need to do to avoid all the problems we just had is blow through these first 3 junctions as quickly as possible, dump our stuff here, and get out. And if we want to do some scavenging towards the end, that's fine, because we won't be as much on the clock. Now, as for this, arc device disabled unless 5 car parts are dropped near an altar. It seems to me like what it wants is to rip pieces off of my vehicle, but I don't know, maybe we can just build some low inventory space pieces and use that. It's just that this whole part has spelled both literally and figuratively like wading through molasses, so hopefully the changes we're making will make that less so, because we're making several geared towards that end. Oh, we need to swap it. Alright, well, I'm not swapping anything. It is kind of... I love how, like, 70s psychedelic this is with the Fellowship symbol. That's kind of funny. You know what? Screw it. No. I can't just set up a gear up montage for myself and then not do it in this episode. I'm trying to make more progress per. Alright, we're coming back and we are doing this now. Are these really all the tires we have? Oh, right, I forgot. We can research stuff from back here. It's been so long. Okay, fabrication station. What do we have in terms of wheels? The all-terrain tire. We can make the paddle tires. Obsolete by the time we reach them before, but not so much now. Water rating C, water rating AA. Let's just pull Blast of You off. I'm starting to be really racked by the sounds of storms outside. Let's just close those doors, and when we emerge, it'll be like a butterfly emerging from a chrysalis. Let's put on those paddle tires. Wow, you were not kidding. They are literal paddles. Well, hopefully that'll serve us in the muck zones. This is why we experiment. I don't know, the most exciting thing in this game to me is always when you get totally wrecked, but you have ideas. Hopefully that's how it goes here. Let's just plop these down all over and go, geez. Get you, and you, and you. And we'll just see how this does us. It's all 3 down. Or, well, there's still a little in this one. Let's just uncompromise this vehicle for ourselves. And we're gonna have to make a bunch more. Fix that. Take a sealing kit to you. That'll fix all 3. And continue dropping souvenirs on the ground. Oh man, so much repair work. What we are going to do now is do this job and do it quickly. We are going to absolutely rush this place right after we build a brand new engine. And I have no idea what happened to the other one, the limb-shipped engine, and we can't build a new one. I think maybe it ended up in the trash, like in the vacuum. I don't friggin' know. So we're gonna put this in here. We're running on gas again, and that's a blessing. Oh, right. Right. We also need to try this. I'm not sure what the smallest car part we can build is. I'm guessing it's probably going to be headlights, right? So if we can just build, like, 5 of these things super cheaply, we're going to need more road flares, too. It's actually a lot more abundant materials that we can use to make regular headlights. There we go. And we should be in much better shape to go, because I have no idea how to diagnose any of these quirks. But we're in better shape than when we left last time. So, let's see where we're going. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are rushing. Actually, wait, it's lying to me. It's lying to me. It said I only needed 2 artifacts of currents. I need more. It's a bit more efficient to find artifacts out there, because then you don't have the full weight down on you the entire time you're driving. But if our aim is to be quick, well then quick will be. Let's go. Oh, wait! You don't just mean we can't leave, the whole thing is staticked out. You are on foot. The front left door opens. I would probably want to take that one, but look how quickly that's going up. Okay, no, this is actually a new world of awful. It's a good thing I built this for speed, because it's simply not going to be fast now. Will this work like this? Hang on. If I start putting these things down here... That's not going to be enough. But if I go one more... 11% already. Oh my, we have to go through 4 of these. Will that start to work now? Okay, that is precisely how it works. We can get a preview this way. We need to go up and around the curve and to there, but I would have to... Okay, wait. If we... Look, what if we put that, right? If we start picking these up, will that marker remain? Haha, it will. Okay, wait, no, I might be able to cheese this yet. This might not be how I'm intended to play, but it's how I'm playing it. I'm not sure if I should take... I don't think I should take one of these artifacts right now. I don't think that would be smart. But we've got our marker. So let's get out of here. These paddle wheels are actually doing surprisingly not horrible off-road. But I think this is the way back to the road. I can't check now. This is a game-changing disability. They're certainly using this opportunity to change things up. Also, I'm not sure which, what's acting on our headlights right now, but it seems to be doing that, like, when facing a certain direction, they get brighter. Maybe it was just a coincidence. Either way, this is some of the creepiest this has been, just, like, knowing how lost I actually am. The atmosphere in this game is absolutely dense sometimes. Somebody's playing with the radio. I'm wondering if whatever quirks we have, the radio and the headlights are tied, maybe? We've already hit 25%. It's taken a long time to get there as well. Look at that archway over this. Right beside the overlook. That is so cool. A bridge suspended in the fog. I'm sorry, I know I should be moving faster, but I cannot stop looking at this game. Okay, should I be making a right here? I feel like I should. I don't remember if the main road will turn right. It's turning left. Maybe I just say screw it and go over the mountain. Look, this engine is slightly more powerful than the Harmonic engine. There we go. There's our exit. Yep. Ask me if I care. Wow, the car was surprisingly okay with that. Must be the great-granddaddy of the ATV from Voices of the Void. Out we go. So we learned that the markers will stay. Very useful. But maybe in the future, we're not going to have the materials. If we scavenge the materials to build more headlights, we're going to have even more problems. So you lionize them, make them martyrs, who gave everything for the cause. Meanwhile, if you being the only one left, or whoever you work for, you can essentially say anything on their behalf and claim to speak for all. Well, car's not submerged, engine power gets weaker, not what I need. Okay, I'll take another one of those. We're just gonna start taking these now. Because at this point, like, who knows if we're even going to get a chance. I'm going to start putting these up top for easy access. There you go. And now that the marker's on, we can get out of here. None of this is ideal, though. We got a nice charge out of that rain. But the road's going to end. And then we're pretty much in the woods. You know what? Anything that gets us closer. That's all we have. That's all we have when it comes to off-roading. Oh, but look at these paddle wheels go. That is actually nuts. That actually, I should check the chat. I mean, I should check the, not the chat. I should check the stats. That may even be faster than over the road. And they're not half bad off-road either. Okay, let's take it. Up, up. There's gonna be a hard wall, isn't there? And remember, these things are out here still. The Maws, the ferrymen. Move. Move. Why are you just stopping? You can hear them out there. Yep. Yep. Told you I could hear them. To the left, to the left. I think we made the road, yes. But we are so close to 100%, and it's going to jolt forward when we get through. I think there's still like 2 more zones to go through. We need 4 to get out of here. You say that. I'm still thinking about the fact that you wanted us to hear these recordings. You sent us to find them. It seems like we're discovering more about you, things that would make us turn away from you, and yet you think it'll have the opposite effect by the end. Okay, we need to go back a couple of levels and follow a road there. Maybe... Actually, maybe we can do it this way. Yeah, taking the river. We've just become a boat. Optimizing for this is pretty much our one asset right now. And I must say, it is really cool. Oh, what are we, cracking under the pressure? Problem, there's going to be a lot of problems along the way. If we can slink along here, stay in the water for as long as possible, and then come on land only for the final stretch, then maybe we'll have a chance. There's a lot of badness between us and it. Oh, great. That's great. It's high up in elevation, and it's... being in here seems to do damage to our engine regardless of the fact that we're built to be here. Well, that's a huge problem. Potentially a huge problem, because we cannot climb this mountain. We need an electrician's kit to fix that. There is nothing we can do. There is absolutely nothing we can do. We would have to scavenge for that, but the rate at which this goes down means we can't scavenge. Look at how infested these forests are. They're not maws, but a maw in the woods is not something I can get away from because this engine is gimped. And basically this whole episode has just been pain. It has not been the least bit fun. Like, it introduces cool ideas with these rites, having these changes that are small but completely change the way you play. I mean, it's guiding me to use the paddle wheels for the first time, but this is... like, I feel like I'm never moving. Look at all that. Oh, great. So there's a mob between me and the way I have to go, so now what? we're gonna be at 100% anyway. We might as well start breaking stuff down. And hopefully we can be avoiding it when that maw comes back. But it's not gonna get out of the way. And I can't go around because the engine sucks. Look, there's one behind me and one right here. I was hoping to be able to go around, but it's not gonna happen. It's impossible. All I can really do is try and lure you down the road. It's not a great plan, because I need to find a way back up. If I can go down and loop back, you're faster than I think, so I gotta keep an eye on you. I think I can see the light from the thing. You know what? Forget ferryman. Limb shield on, and whatever happens, happens. Up we go. A religious experience, apparently. Straight through the horrors, because I'm really past caring. Here's our last stop. We're scavenging some stuff. We are scavenging some stuff now. Because if it's going to be at 100% anyway, we really have nothing to lose. Okay, just start me off in water. I've never seen you do that before.
The Fellowship does not serve only ourselves. We serve the entire human race. We are the vanguard. We are forging the future. Through our service, through our sacrifice, and experimentation and research, we unlock the next stage for all. The gift will be given to humankind, even to those who blocked our way, even when they do not understand what it is we do. We are bringing about a new stage, and it all depends on you and your willingness to serve. What you are willing to give for freedom.
For whose freedom? Wow, that's actually a lot of gas that this thing carries. That should get us through. And those preparations, they certainly help, but when you can't do the things you need to do, it just makes everything take way longer than it should. Let's put all that away. Can we make an electrician's kit? I don't think so. Yeah, no, there's no way. You need specialty items for that. Now the question is, where do we find an altar? I think I see one over there. The paddle wheels are good. That's one bright side that we uncovered. The paddle wheels are very good. Hey guys, you rose up along with the rest of them. I'd love to grab those souvenirs, but I don't think now's the time. Beep, beep, beep. And you're both exactly the same, one of you. Hate to see you go. But I want to get out of here as quickly as possible. There it goes. We're already at 100%, so it hardly matters. And you know what, with that, I don't think I even need to drop the headlights. I'll be keeping these, thank you, defeating the entire point of the rite. But Cheese is my middle name. Chris Cheese Librarian. crispy cheese librarian. You hear the world tearing apart behind me. Could it be a maw? No. Actually, for as bad as the rest of this run has been, it's mercifully, well, right until the end, mercifully giving me a relatively easy time with this last part, except for the entire wall of debris surrounding it. You guys popping up to try and stop me. You won't, though. Oh, come on. Inside the thing? That seems illegal. There we go. Okay. Definitely quirks tied to our headlights. I think that's pretty clear. Quirks aren't the most damaging thing right now. Things just weirdly happen once in a while. The changes we made to our car here were absolutely all for the better. If we had kept the same configuration as before, that would have been much, much harder. Especially replacing the engine. But good lord, it wasn't even the problems with the arc device that gave us issues. It was that stupid engine braking like it always does. In this part, everything just always conspired to make it an absolute slog. The engine would always break, there would always be some problem with the wheels, we would spend so much time filling up on harmonic energy. Getting away from the harmonic engine was the best decision we made in this episode. Paddle wheels were the second, because these were definitely the MVP of that last run. They were awesome. But there was just... what I also learned in that run... Just scavenge. Always make sure you have stuff, because that is going to get you so much further at getting out of bad situations than trying to beat the clock, because you can't beat the clock. It's not going to happen. It wasn't even the missions themselves that were causing us problems. Actually, I think the high point of this DLC is the way it changes these missions in small but fundamental ways. The core gameplay loop is the same, but they force you to play it very differently. And I've had to adapt the car to that. That was really fun. I just hate constantly feeling like I'm wading through molasses. It forced me into the woods and onto hills and mountains, which are always going to suck no matter what, so you're just constantly grinding through the least ideal conditions. Let's put in that whispering chart. See what we're doing next. Heading downward, this is our 3, I think. Untamed Veils. Yes, we have reached part 3. My biggest criticism with this game has always been that it's not enough driving, too much scavenging, and the harmonic parts force you to constantly stop. And then the terrain makes sure that when you are moving, it's super slow. So I'm hoping we can move beyond that now, or if not, we can build something to adapt to it. Our changes worked, but it felt like it was just constantly conspiring to make things as difficult as possible. The engine would break or the wheels would have problems and there wouldn't be enough materials to fix it. And I would go through like the repair parts that I brought in. I look forward to seeing what these zones have in store. Maybe we can even find some Olympium fragments. But all that, we'll have to wait until next time. Until then, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Oh right, I almost forgot the refinery core. Where does one place this? Right down here. Perfect. Wow, that really brought it down.